Hubba. So, the DC Sonic crossover just occurred and is taking the internet for a wild ride. Both the DC brand and Sonic have been on a winning streak with their fans, what with the Absolute universe being banger after banger, and Sega going crazy with bringing back old IPs. Specifically, Virtua Fighter. Now this got me thinking. They have the opportunity to do the funniest thing. Yeah, I know. Creative title. But imagine it! This could go insane! And it seems I'm one of the first to do so, here you go! Sorry, Thorgy, I love your work. Please don't kill me. Now, I am not going to go too much into detail about the specifics as, 1, I am not a developer, and 2, my computer does not have enough storage to make a video over 30 minutes. Learned that the hard way. So this is gonna be quick. No in-depth mechanics, uncycled characters, just a roster, then go. I have picked out 50 characters, 25 from each company. A bit unrealistic, but this is my rules. Let a man dream, damn it. This also means some cuts had to be made on each side. and Amigo from Sega hurt me. Mostly because when making this roster, I wanted to balance, and, having 14% of the roster being tiny just isn't feasible. So most of them are humanoid. I also had to cut Vixen and Jessica Cruz from my list as I wanted a decent villain size for the starting roster. And it's probably best for Jessica to skip this one considering a certain someone's love for Latinas. With that out of the way,
let's get scratching.
Okay, let's get the easy picks out of the way. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, Eggman. They will be the biggest draw for most of the people wanting this, and putting any of them as DLC would be sacrilegious. They are too popular to not be base, so here they are. As for how they would play, Sonic and Shadow are rushdowns, Tails is a zoner, Knuckles a boxer, Amy is the closest to a Shoto via that damn hammer, and Eggman a minion summoner. Quick, painless, next! Because of popularity, Batman's getting 5 slots. I would like it smaller, but they're contractually obligated to be in there. Of course, there's Bruce himself, Robin, Damian, Nightwing, Harley Quinn, and Joker. The people at the top would push for Harley and Joker to be in this, so might as well just give it up at that point. If they got in multiverses, they'll be in this. For the DC cast, just use Injustice as a base for how they fight, but I'm not creative enough. Speaking of, here's some other familiar faces. Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, and Cyborg. Shocking, I know. But these had to be out of the way first. Considering who I mentioned first, and that I chose Jon Stewart, I'm using the crossover roster. Brand cohesion. Might as well, right? Okay, now that we got the easy picks, let's get some flavor in there. To fit right next to Eggman on the second row, I've picked 4 slots that are too ingrained with the Sega brand to skip out. When you hear their names, they are Sega. These include Ulala from Space Channel 5, Knights from Nights into Dreams, Axel Stone from Streets of Rage, and Sakura Shinguchi from Sakura Wars. You have the mascot of the Dreamcast, the mascot of the Saturn, the Genesis darling whose revival spurred on the return of his peers, and the third most important Sega character of all time. Yeah, they're getting in. Ulala can be a zoner, Knights can be an air dasher like Storm in MVC, Axel is a brawler, and Sakura is the anime sortie. There has to be one. Continuing with Sega, why not have characters who've actually been in fighting games before? This list includes Akira, Pai-chan, and Dural from Virtua Fighter, Honey from Fighting Vipers, and Silveria Bless from Valkyria Chronicles.
Who?
Yeah, this is gonna tilt some heads. One of the major antagonists from the Valkyria Chronicles series, she also appeared in a fighting game. In Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. As a boss character. This is the same game where you can play as Taiga from Toradora. Honey, you may be familiar with from Songs of the Fighters, as she was the inspiration for Honey the Cat, as they were made by the same team. And as Virtua Fighter 6 is coming, you bet there's gonna be some rep from there. Next! Continuing with the Justice League members, we got Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, Green Arrow, Shazam, and Hawkgirl. Again, these picks are to be expected and should not shock you. Each of these characters are popular in their own right and have the legacy to back them up. I could have gone with Black Adam instead of Shazam, but you know what you did. With all the League members out of the way, let's get some different faces in. These include Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Raven, Beast Boy, and Stargirl. Blue Beetle and Booster Gold are obvious picks, what with the buzz around them both. Raven has been coasting on Teen Titans hype for over 20 years. Stargirl is effectively Jeff Johns' passion project, and would be a great way to honor one of the legacy creators at DC. And Beast Boy is the most requested character for Injustice. The sheer poetic irony of having him be in the game not made by NetherRealm is too sweet not to use. Plus, he could even turn into other Sega animals as a neat Easter egg. Like, Nancy-chan. Speaking of Nancy-chan... Kiryu, Majima, Ichiban. RGG has been pumping out so much that all three gotta get in. Being able to terrorize the DC cast with bicycles, Shadow Clones, and Dragon Quest is too fun not to use them all. Next on the road, they'll be joined by Joe Musashi from Shinobi, as he is coming back, and we need a ninja character in fighting games. There are rules in place for a reason. And, of course...
The Hurricane. Katrina!
Taking cues from Dante, she'll be using most of her weapons she's gained over her series. She will be busted. There is no alternative. Next! And now, we can get into the villains. I wanted to go for picks that haven't been used yet, but did need some familiars in there. Lex Luthor is too obvious, especially with Eggman already in. King Shark has both the Suicide Squad movie and the Harley Quinn show working for him. Clarion the Witch Boy. Yeah, he exists. I'm putting him in mostly because he was funny in Young Justice, and he has a cat. Then, Starro. Okay, hear me out. He can just play like Shumagarath. I need this. And then, we get to the boss character of the company. Darkseid. There wasn't any other option. It has to be him. He must bitch slap. And with that, that leaves the last Sega characters, and, oh boy, are they quite the bunch. Vice from Skies of Arcadia, Risa from Phantasy Star Online 2, Arl from Puyo Puyo, and John Persona 5 Joker. Like it has been said, you gotta get weird with the roster. Vice has been championed for years as an unsung hero in the RPG sphere. Risa from Phantasy Star Online 2 represents just the impact that the MMO had on the company, and nobody would expect her to be here. Arl is the wacky puzzle character from Puyo Puyo, and, well, they need Puyo Puyo in there. Puyo Puyo is insane over in Japan. And do I even need to explain why he's here? Then, that just leaves the boss character for Sega. But who could that be? Who under Sega's umbrella is comparable to the fear that Darkseid instills? Yeah, that works. The Demi-Fiend from Shin Megami Tensei 3. The protagonist turned hard-as-balls super boss. I'm gonna say something controversial. He can take Superboy Prime. Power scalers, discuss. And there we have it. A full roster. But wait, I still got more in me. Since I'm running low on time, I'll be quick. I got 2 DLC packs for you. The first wave is the one that includes the characters that just barely made it in. These include Red Hood, John Constantine, Starfire, Silver, and Makoto Yuki. Look, I know Jason stands. They are feral. Combine that with Silver supporters? Easy money. The last pack is more experimental, having characters that make sense, but go crazy with it. There's Supergirl, safe pick, Beat from Jet Set Radio, I mean, he's really only here for the music, Ryo Hazuki from Shenmue, I mean, people still hold him in high regards these days, Primer, a newcomer to the comic landscape who I seriously recommend for younger viewers, and then, let's end it off on a guest character. This is a holdover from the Injustice games. Some big name to draw in the crowd. So who is it this time?
See the end of the horizon! Hatsune Miku!
Right. Her games are under Sega. That'll do. And that's my list. Hope you found my musings enjoyable. Wasn't planning on making this, but it came to me. Hopefully this trend continues with further. I mean, have any wacky ideas for a roster pick? Put them down in the comments. If this does well, I could even start work on my own MVC4 roster. If there's a crowd for that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.